You just keep going. Is it paper, scissors, throw?
Dan doesn't know how to do paper, scissors.
No,
rock, basically.
Hammer and I were on the same page.
You just went, what? You just kept going like this.
So this morning we did it. Dan pretended like he didn't know how to do paper, scissors, rock. So I was just over-accentuating the fact that he actually has no idea. Welcome to BackChat. Dan, is it true that you wrote an erotic soliloquy or like a poem or like a book?
What a start to the show. Like a backhammer.
Somewhere between a book and a sentence.
Yeah.
Paragraph.
Yeah.
So one night I just opened up Google Docs and creativity was flowing. And
What else was flying?
I don't know. So I wrote this this story called. It was titled 50. I think it was one of the things where you make the title before you write it.
Right.
It's called 50 Trays of Fries, loosely based on 50 Shades of Grey.
Of course.
And it was a fast food themed erotic story.
Were you a Bacchus Marsh at this point?
What's that? Sorry.
That's halfway between Melbourne and Ballarat. So it's just sitting about there.
I don't know where I was at, but I wrote it, and it lives in a Google Doc in my phone that it's not shared with anyone else.
Back as much, right? What do we have to do to receive this? Because I would have to say we can't continue.
I would like to.
Our
Okay.
relationship as friends.
Yeah, I would like to refine it and make it ready for publish before
My pop's published an erotic novel.
Has he?
Yeah. Terms of Repayment. It's a debut novel by Ian Brayshaw.
You're kidding.
No, he properly published an erotic novel.
What is happening?
So there you go. If you want any tips and tricks on how to publish some book porn, feel free.
So there's a
to go
podcast
about
called My Dad Wrote a Porno, and they basically read aloud the book together with a group of friends, and it's like the son is the main guy, and they read.
So I was at my pop's book launch. He did it at Claremont Footy Oval. There was about 100 people in the room. They're all his old footy and cricket mates, and I'm there. And he's talking about, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm sure you won't ever read it. But the premise of this book is this rich businessman who's a very private guy, and this woman steals stuff from his house while he's not there. She's in Italy or something. He catches her stealing some stuff one day, and instead of going to the police because he's private, she's got to do 5 terms of sexual repayment to, pay him back for it, end up falling in love and the rest of it. But anyway, I'm listening to this book launch and Pop's saying like, me and Joan, my grandma and his wife, we have spent a lot of time in Italy and in France and all, and we've done a lot of the stuff as inspiration and has come through, personal experience. And I'm sitting there listening to my Pop talking about personal experiences with grandma about writing a sex novel. So if you're listening, Pop, which I'm sure you are,
Don't you laugh, mate?
Pop.
This is the same.
At least he's not talking about doing French fries.
Terms of Repayment. It's on Kindle for $0.
Yeah, Pop just wants to get his word out there. Wants to get the message.
This is good.
Oh, that's where it comes from.
BackChat. We're now just going to be an erotic novel talking podcast from now on. It's just incredible scenes. When you told me that you'd done that, 50 trays of fries.
Wow.
50 trays of fries.
50 trays of fries. Yeah, sorry. I was reading a review on 50
trays of fries.
50 trays of fries.
Quick
synopsis.
Yeah, synopsis.
Well, I need to bring it up. It's basically a person and as a man and a woman, they're talking to one another, and he basically has an affinity for fast food, McDonald's, fillet of fish. He's talking about a fillet of fish.
You're kidding.
And she says something like, "Don't choose between me and the fillet of fish."
You're fucking kidding me. I don't know if you're joking.
I'm not. And then he says like, "Don't make me choose like between the two." It's
Is it a sexual affiliation for the fillet of fish, or is it a?
No, it's like the love and romance.
That's a pretty interesting proclivity.
No, it's not. There's nothing weird in that sense.
Nothing weird.
Have you seen those My Strange Addictions? The bloke who's in love with his car. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The best.
Imagine like kissing a fillet of fish.
So with the 50 trays of fries, the
nice soft buns.
I did talk about the steamed buns in it. I did send the only other person who's read 50 trays of fries is the lead singer from Savage Garden,
Darren
Hayes. So
what did he think?
Sorry.
He thought it was weird. Yeah, I sent it to him on Twitter, and he was like, "That's so strange."
You sent Darren Hayes, the lead singer of Savage Garden.
Yeah.
I wanna stay with that guy.
I'll be a wish.
You sent him an erotic novel entitled 50
Trays of Fries. Yeah.
Why?
Why did I write it in the first? I
No,
don't know.
No, why'd you send it to Darren?
That's pretty strange.
We were just friends on Twitter, and
When did you
we
write
used to have this cute back and forth, and then I thought I'd send it
Darren
to him.
Hayes.
Yeah.
When did this happen? What year?
I want to say 2019.
So you pulled it up
recent.
before, mate. He pulled it up on his docs before. Last edited April 2022.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're going back to refine it. You
Yeah.
got to respect the shit out of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Are we done?
I think so.
Oh, we're not done with that. We're going to come back to that on BackChat at some point
And
in
I'm
time.
a little bit horny.
BackChatpodcast.com.au is where you get all your stuff. We will create a tab for 50 trays of fries. That will be on the website soon. So get over there. If you want to sign up to Patreon as a patron and get some of our extended versions, if you want to hear Dan read some paragraphs,
Yeah, I
you're going to
like
have
it.
to get to Patreon.
Okay.
God, yeah.
Keen
Alright.
for that. Yep.
Can you guarantee that?
Yes. Guaranteed.
You will read your erotic novel on Patreon.
Okay. Yep. Keen.
Okay.
Turn the lights off and really sink into it.
Thank you for our sponsors. Whippersnapper, Margaret River Roasting Co., Bluebet, Shelter Brewing Co., Leadable Cameras as well. Got all VIP codes over there on Patreon for our guys. Some merch discounts too. You got the Flag Mantle t-shirt on.
Yeah, I do. Thank you kindly.
Very good.
Not my fault. I didn't bring another shirt.
My
That's
fault.
okay.
My fault is that it wasn't a late advised disorganisation on my behalf, and it has something to do with this moustache that I'm wearing today.
That's all right.
Let's get into just a bit of content, bit of a wrap around. Ross Lyons coaching St Kilda.
Isn't he? Yeah, that's
Very
big.
good.
That's big news. I'm in a little group chat with Andrew, Max and Ben King, Joel Crocker and myself. And
Why?
What is that group chat?
just a bunch of mates who enjoy shit kicking and talking smack. Anyway, Andrew was in the media here a couple of times about speaking to a St Kilda star about Ross Lyon, and it was Max King. And we're just ripping into Andrew for throwing Max under the bus. You got this new coach coming in, and here's this 21-year-old that's ringing Andrew saying, "Give me the rundown on your new coach." And oh shit, we've been piling into the kid.
Because Andrew had Ross Lyon, right?
Yeah, he had Ross for 2 years.
Yeah.
And, Andrew he's a teacher's pet, and he's a little square. And
Likes Ross?
Loves Ross, and
Little
Ross liked
square.
him. Yeah, and so anyway, Max has called him for. Andrew missed a call from Max. I don't even think they spoke before he mentioned it, and he said something along the lines of, I had a missed call from Max, and I'm just assuming that he was talking about Ross. And the press has run with that, like Max King has inquired with Andrew Brayshaw about Ross Lyon.
Right, of course.
Shit, we're piling in.
Why are you in a group chat with those people?
We had a punting syndicate where we put in. It was actually hilarious. We put in $50 each, and it was every weekend you had to put a place bet on one horse and see how much we could build it. So we turned $250 into about $5,500.
Wow.
And over this course of a few months, and we had it on Rothfire to place a few years ago.
You had to put the whole balance on it.
So we ended up getting to a point where we had too much money to do that. It was like, this is scary writing all this. So we had all this money on, like, we had split the bets at this point. We ended up having this bonus bet on 3 horses with Nature Strip to win to finish, and it got nosed by Eduardo by about, and I got the photo on my phone, I'll show you later. Hilarious. So devastating, that hurt. And then we had Rothfire to place, top 3, cheers, Rothfire, star, and it broke its leg down the straight.
Oh.
So we pretty quickly turned and
So keyword had a punting syndicate.
had a punting syndicate. Now we're just in a group chat that talk about what could have been.
That's great. We love that. What's our mate Tom Brown doing? What's he doing?
Tom Brown was spotted outside at the St Kilda, just the grounds, just roaming around on the oval. Did you see this video? So St Kilda actually posted the video as well.
St Kilda.
The St Kilda Twitter account has a video of Tom
Did you
Brown.
send them 50 trays of fries?
We're not friends on Twitter. If we were friends, I could send it to him as a DM. So Tom Brown is just out on his phone, lingering on the oval pre-Ross Lyon announcement, and the St Kilda media team's videoed it and gone, breaking, Tom Brown's lurking around the St Kilda grounds.
That
Classic. Very good from St Kilda media team.
Seems like a little. You can see him in the bushes somewhere, couldn't you? Hey? Rating 50 trays of
Rating
fries.
50 trays of fries. Nursing a Bacchus.
Now, we've got something very important. Wow. Okay. We've got something very important.
Yeah, we do. We've got something very, very important. Sorry, I'm going to be really transparent with you all. We just got a very good, you sent it, we read it. I had to quickly slide it into the run sheet because it's good. So I'm not distracted by that anymore. We're going to get to something that we've been going on for a little while.
Yes.
It's finally reached a resolve.
Are you excited, Hammer?
I couldn't be more excited.
Best,
Well,
worst,
could be, but-
mascot, winner.
Oh, shit,
Yeah.
I voted for the Bomber.
Well, it didn't win. Grinder won.
Grinder won.
Grinder won.
Wow.
The Freo Docker.
Fair enough.
Probably a little bit like the guy
Yeah, a
in
little
your
bit like Probably not as big.
How many T-shirts are left over there? You got one from the pile? Not many,
Yeah,
is
I
there?
got one from... Nah, not many. They're going off the shelves.
Well, the last one, might have to jump on to backchatpodcast.com.au/merch. Now, the best, worst mascot.
Yep.
We awarded it to Grinder. As we said throughout the competition, it doesn't matter who you vote for. If you enter your details in the email forms, on the website, wherever it was, we're going to pick a winner. And they're going to win a backpack.
Yeah, I
Right?
like this.
So we're putting Leadable Cameras stuff in there. We're putting
Yep.
Blue Bet stuff in there. We're putting Margaret River Roasting stuff, Shelter stuff, Whippersnapper,
Putting some trail pails.
bit of merch.
Yep.
It's a
Nice.
backpack.
Signed autograph photo.
How do we do the winner? There was a lot of entrants.
There were so many entrants.
We're going to do a print off 50 trays of fries in there as well. Yeah,
Maybe
throw that in the
if it's
backpack.
ready. If it's ready, I don't want to go too soon.
Okay.
So
How are we doing the winner here?
I've got a wheel right in front of me, and Charlie's going to pull up on the screen. Here we go.
Oh, wow, there's a few entrants.
Yeah, there's quite a few. All right, here we
There's a
go.
lot.
So this is the. It's going to spin. It's going to spit out a name. The winner of the backpack.
If you're
You ready
listening
for
to this and you're not watching and you want to check the credibility, we actually are doing
Yeah.
it.
All right. We've
right
clicked
now.
the spin.
I'm
Here we go.
eyeballing Will and it's
Hammer,
going.
Hammer, you can announce the name.
Okay, well,
Is
the
there
wheel
some
is
sort of-
spinning,
oh.
I think, clockwise at this point, and it's slowing down. It's a
Ooh.
yellow name. Lachlan Guthrie.
Lockie.
Lockie Guthrie.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Cam's
Probably
brother.
some sort of relation. You would have thought. Not
Lo-
a common last name.
Lachlan Guthrie. I'm assuming we have his email details. That's how he entered
Yes.
the competition.
Yeah, we do. Yep.
We'll
So
be getting in touch. Backchat coming your way, big fella.
A backpack.
Yes.
Lachlan Guthrie.
Lachlan Guthrie.
So there you go.
Yeah,
That was
very
fun. We needed another competition to run on socials. Got any ideas? Send them through.
Some brackets would be good. Brackets are easy. They're fun. Everyone can get
Yeah,
involved.
I didn't mind that.
You got any
Best
bracket
of-
ideas, Hammer?
I'll
Best,
think of a few, yeah. I've
Okay.
got a couple in the back
Best-
of my mind.
best brother combination to play across the AFL.
Oh, that one's pretty much a cider.
Yeah,
Well,
the
actually,
Selwoods.
well, you'd get Selwoods or Scots, I reckon. That'd be your final two.
Yeah, Scott. I think there is another
The
family.
Scots would be pretty
Yeah.
tough to beat, wouldn't they?
The Schofields?
Brayshaw's very hard. Schofield. Oh, the Consts.
Mate, it's not even. Yep. All
the
right.
Mortons.
Mitch.
There's a few of
Kale.
them. Which one was it that ran away from Dean? Was it Brogan?
Kale.
Kale.
Yeah.
That was it. That's humour. Go
Dean Brogan. He looked very much
yeah,
similar to
go and
that.
have a look at that video. That is humour.
All right. Discord still going
Discord
on.
is absolutely popping
Yeah,
off.
love this.
A lot of people were chatting in the Discord and want an appearance from you to play some League of Legends at some point.
Yeah, of course. I'll jump on.
Any?
I'll dust the
You
old-
remember anyone you used to main on League of Legends? Any characters?
Yeah, it's... I'm going to get his name wrong. Garen or Garrett or something?
Garen.
Yeah, I know. Garen, yeah,
the
the big,
Garen?
big
guy? Yeah.
tank.
So
Yeah,
like
good.
He looks a
Grind-
lot like this.
Yeah, he
Grind
does.
Myers'
And I used to just
brother.
spam K, I reckon, was that it just
Yep.
he just would spin around all the
Spin
time.
around with the sword. Yeah, very
spin
good.
around with the
So
sword.
it says send us a message to get the link. Can you just not join?
Well,
To
like,
Discord.
Yeah.
you can. So you just need a link, but I'll put it up on stories this week on socials.
Okay.
It's just that the stories only last for 24 hours, so if you miss out,
I'm
and
really
you don't-
I'm really thinking of getting the PlayStation out from wherever my wife hid it.
yeah, okay, and we'll do a little play along with some sort of game. It'll be very good.
I'll jump on League of Legends at some point. I'll have to dust the old account off. I can't remember what it is. Might have to start a new one, but
Yep, that's fine.
Now,
I'll
you
get
were
on
watching, did you see the game? I did a podcast as if I watched it, but I didn't see it. Cricket World Cup, India, Pakistan. I've seen it described as one of the great modern day sporting.
Miraculous.
it was an excellent game of cricket.
Right.
So the Packies opened the batting.
90,000 people
Can
at
I
G.
call it? Yeah, I can call them that. The Packies. They opened the batting and they were.
If they call us the Aussies, I assume
yeah,
that's
it's the
okay.
same thing. Anyway, they batted. They started well.
Yes.
They batted the house down. I think they made 160 odd. Yeah. So
66.
they played pretty well. And anyway, then they got the ball and they started. They just took. It was 4 for 31 at one point.
Right.
And then
So all over for India.
all over. I think Hardik Pandya and Virat Kohli were at the crease, and 4 for 31, total of 160. It's pretty much curtains at this point. However, Virat Kohli, the modern day Sachin Tendulkar, is at the crease,
The modern day.
who continued on to make 83 or something and just steer the ship for the rest of the innings and was just on fire. Anyway, got to the last 2 overs. Harris Ralph, who is a star. I don't know if you've ever seen
Gun.
him bowl.
Gun. Quick.
Bowls genuine gas. And anyway, he comes into this last over. He's bowling pretty well. 8 balls to go.
Yes.
India need, I
28.
think, 28 balls.
Yeah.
28 runs.
This ball, 28 runs, not 28 balls. 28 runs off 8 balls. Ralph comes in, bowls this one straight up and down. Virat Kohli has just walked up to him and smacked it over his head for 6. The crowd has gone bunter. There's 100 grand at the MCG at this point. 100,000 people.
So Andrew Tyre this morning said that is literally the hardest shot in cricket to do. Straight back.
Straight back over the bowler's head. Not too bad, mate, yourself. Cop that one, Harris Ralph.
Yep.
Anyway, Ralph's walking back, licking his wounds. Kohli's on 70-something at this point. Comes and bowls this other one, and it just a typical it's on the pads, it's lightning quick, 150 plus, and Kohli has whipped this thing off his legs. A little flick of the wrists, and it has just sailed over backward square leg for 6. The Indian crowd is going bananas.
Yep.
All of a sudden, they need 16 off the last over.
Yes.
But I can't remember who was the other bloke on the non-strikers end at this point, but Kohli wasn't on strike.
To face the last
over. And Nazar or something, the guy with bowling pus little tweakers.
Yes.
Anyway,
Dan Const type areas.
Dan Const areas.
5 for 16 in the grand final. Yep.
Yeah, we get that. Anyway, he comes on. I think there was a single off the first ball, and they needed 15 or whatever it was off the last 5 balls. Kohli's facing. Hits the first one, gets back for 2. They hustle, get back for 2.
Slides,
yeah. I could be getting this wrong because I was a bit...
No, it's good so far.
I'm giving it a little recollection.
On point.
Anyway, I cannot... for the life of me, remembers what happens on the next ball, but there was a 6 hit at one point, and there was a 6 hit off a no ball. He's thrown this one that slipped out of his hand that went above hit height, full toss, just a genuine soda. Kohli's looked at that and said, thanks for coming, and knocked it away over square leg.
No
for 6.
Ball.
And it was very nearly caught on the boundary.
Yeah, almost brought it in.
I think he might have even grabbed it, but they just missed it to threw it down. Anyway, Kohli's appealing like it's above his hip, it's above the hip. No ball. Pakistanis are going bananas. Kohli's just sitting up there, cool as a cucumber, facing this next prune. And I believe it was something like 7 off 3 balls or something after that. So it was 7 off 2, but no ball, 7 off 3. He's bowled it wide. He's thrown it wide outside the line.
And before he got to that, the no ball, the free hit, he bowled Virat Kohli.
No, that was...
Did I go ahead?
Dan.
Because they ran 3 off that.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's edit that out, Dan. Come on, seriously. You should even watch.
So
the free hit in cricket is you cannot get out. However, if you bowl a wide, the free hit rolls over. He's thrown it outside off stump. Way too wide outside the line of the crease. Second free hit. 6 off 3. Kohli's eyeing this ball off. He's bowled this one straight at the stumps. Got him. He's clean bowled. Everyone's saying he's out. No, he's not. It's a free hit. You can only get run out on a free hit. Kohli's taken off. Kohli and I think it might have been Ravi Ashwin at this point.
Where's the ball?
The ball is run off to third man. 1, 2. For whatever reason, Virat Kohli's decided to run 3. They needed 2 runs off 2 balls, and 3 runs off 2 balls. Kohli's run 3 for some reason, given up the strike with 2 to play. Anyway,
they get back for 3.
They get back for 3.
Off a bowled.
Clean bowled, they get back for 3. Anyway, there is 3 balls left, and I think they needed 3 runs or something. The next ball, clean bowled.
Out.
Ravi Ashwin comes to the crease. Ashwin and Kohli have a little chat, and I don't know what they said, but I reckon Kohli has said he's bowling this down leg side, leave it. Because the next ball comes down wide. Ashwin leaves it, it's a wide ball, 2 off 1.
So this bowler's had
it's the worst last over of cricket I've ever seen. Just a genuine nightmare. He
John
wouldn't have
Howard
slept.
bowling.
Yeah. Anyway, then Ashwin just loops one over off for mid off for a quick double, and it was easy. Ran a single and just celebrated, and it was game over.
Wow.
And the 100,000 at the G, 96,000 of them would have been Indian supporters, just going bananas. Cemented Kohli as one of the greats, and it was only their first game of the series, but jeepers creepers, pandemonium at the G.
That's as good as a reporter's I've ever heard.
Very good, except he didn't get bowled out. He got stumped.
Sorry, he did get stumped, didn't he?
That's right. No, I don't want to be too. I don't want to correct you too much, but
Mr. Jump the gun. Oh, I didn't get bowled out. No, he got a wide first hand.
Yeah,
seriously, mate.
All right, 1-1.
Beer, please, Charlie.
1-1. Yes, very good. Now, changing tact a little bit. I went down and donated blood.
You did? Oh shit! Yeah, how'd you go?
Yeah, it was a great experience. Rolled in, nice little questionnaire. So I did this on the back of my brother. He's got a team called Team Long Live Jace Nelson. So 1,000 blood donors he's trying to sign up to Lifeblood. So you can jump on to any of our socials, anywhere really you see any of BackChat sort of stuff, and you can find the links there to go and jump on Team Long Live Jace Nelson. He wants 1,000 new ones. I think he got like 270. Done quite well.
Huge.
But it was a bloody good experience. Rolled in, questionnaire, asked a whole bunch of questions about different things. You get a little...
What's the weirdest question?
Might have to tell you on Patreon, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah. There's some pretty strange ones. Yeah. Like, a lot of stuff about travel. Like, have you been to Europe? Have you been, do all this sort of stuff? And then they follow up and do.
How many of the ancient wonders have you seen? It's a pretty.
So then, go in, had the blood taken. I just did a blood donation to start with, but you can do like plasma and platelet donations. Mm-hmm. I'll do plasma next time.
How much did they take?
A litre, fair bit.
Shit.
I was free flowing. I think it's like 780 mils or something. It's quite a lot.
That's pretty good.
It was very quick. The blood came gushing out.
So it's like basically gravity. So they put the bag below your arm and gravity just takes it out basically. And
I understand gravity.
Yeah, sorry.
I get the concept.
Sorry. I thought maybe like anyway.
Well, I imagine. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I think they would probably insert the needle into a vein and get the running blood to just continue into the.
When
bag.
are you going down to donate
Well, that's
blood?
true. I'll sign up to. I'll sign up for Jason. Jump down and donate blood.
Team long live Jason Nelson.
It's weird. I've had a couple of blood tests before, and the doctors have a few times. The nurses that have done it, they'd be like, "Okay, well, we're about to inject the needle. Feel free to look." I love looking at the blood come out.
It's quite.
It's erotic.
Watching the needle go in.
It's cool. I love it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say cool, but it was an interesting. Yeah, it was great. And then to top it all bloody off, they got a cafe at the end of it that's just a free cafe. It's like, you donate blood, we give you food. Party pies, sausage rolls, Tim Tams,
biscuits,
apple juice. You can go whenever you want. Make an appointment.
Tomato sauce, mustard.
How many times a day can you donate?
No, so there's 4 weeks. 4 weeks between donations, basically. So you can only do it 12 times. But yeah, I had some
How long
really
can
nice
you stay
party
in the
pies.
cafe?
Dan didn't donate and had a party pie. How do you feel about that?
No, I had 2 sausage rolls.
Did you donate?
No, I was sick throughout the week, and they're very strict on being sick.
All right, well, you got to go back when I go back.
Yeah, all right.
Blood, but you're not allowed to have any party pies.
I love anyone listening. Jump on board with Hammer, with Dan when he goes back in there. Jump on, do it, or don't. It's all good. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I need to give a quick update on BackChat FC, Bondi and the crew. Charlie, can you get that picture up for us up on the screen? This is BackChat FC, Bondi and the crew. They are in their second week of grading, I believe, this week. There's the boys there looking flash.
BackChat's indoor soccer team.
Yeah, and pretty clearly have had a W by the looks of things.
Wow.
Yeah, they have had a W. Second grading game. We try to get them to tank the grading game so they can get put in a bad grade and just win the league.
Yep.
Where are they from? They're Echuca? Is that where they are?
No, they're not Echuca, but they are.
Sorry, boys. That's I know you'll be listening.
They are.
Where are they from?
Regional Victoria.
Yeah, regional Victoria.
Yeah.
Echuca, regional Victoria. So it's a throw at the snubs, mate. I don't mind it.
So we'll keep up to date with what they're doing. Once the proper league starts, we'll get some scores and updates. But good just to check in with them.
Huge.
Talking about Ross Lyon. Talking about flag mantle. Who we got this week?
Oh, Mickey Barlow.
Yeah, Michael Barlow guest this week.
Huge.
Any thoughts on Mickey Barlow?
I remember watching him break his leg and standing up, and that was that's as sickening a football moment as I've seen.
I'm pretty sure he's speaking.
We did ask him about that because his teammate took him out.
Reece Palmer.
Reece Palmer took him out.
Yeah. And he was having a blind season,
course, didn't he, Reece?
Yeah, he was second in the brown line. What's that?
Reece, he threw a shoe on the racecourse, didn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah, but no, I remember watching that game and watching him get taken out and stand up. And that's a sickening moment of football because he sort of like just buckled under his own leg.
It was snapped in half.
Completely snapped in half.
Oh, God.
And was coming second in the Brownlow at the time in his first year.
Yeah.
Massive.
Oh, my God. That makes me feel sick. You send it. We read it. It's time for that. Let's give it to us there, Charlie. You send it. You send it, we read it. Brought to you by Leadable Cameras. The lads down on Oxford Street. Give Lydio and the crew down there a hello. If you need any of your cameras, any of your electrical gear, you can get sorted down there. Tell them Scully sent you $20 off.
Printing.
If you don't mind. Yeah, printing. You do anything down there, honestly. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Is it $20? Is that a flat rate, $20 off?
One purchase, one customer, $20 off anything you buy there. Tell them Scully sent you.
But what if printing's like $6? Is it free?
They gives you $14.
They'll give you money.
That's a rort.
Lydio
All of a
is
sudden they're
listening
going out of business.
Well, you want to get $14? Go down there and get $6 worth of printing. I'm saying, look, I may or may not work for you, but let's do it. Should we get into it?
Let's do it.
Nave.
No, this isn't fines, is it? I want.
No, don't touch the game.
Nathan Intravene.
Yeah, soccer correspondent. Hi, Will and Dan, and Hammer. There we go. I'd love to be on board with BackChat as some type of football and in brackets soccer correspondent.
Soccer, mate.
My work is heavily involved with the A-League, Socceroos and Matildas through commercial partnerships and negotiations.
Right.
I am a passionate Australian soccer person and would be great to have on board ahead of the 2022 Men's World Cup in November and the 2023 Women's World Cup on home soil. I can also give deep insight into the Australian football landscape and the A-League. Thanks. I look forward to hearing from you, Nathan.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. No, that is as good a pitch as anyone else who is wanting to pitch anything to this program.
If you start throwing national teams
throwing national teams. Make it short, sharp, concise. He didn't boast. He said, look, this is the facts.
Yes.
I'm in the national. I know stuff. Is basically what he said. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Good on you, Nathan.
So we're going to start a new segment next week. And we're going to have all our guys and girls who are the roaming reporters. And they're going to send through a little weekly report
update
for us.
Well, that's as good a pitch as I've heard. Good on you, Nathan.
That's a good length for everyone else listening. That's a good length.
Honestly, I think Nathan, he could almost jump on the Shelter Footy Cast with us and host the soccer, because we're going to do a bit of soccer stuff.
We are.
Got some cricket stuff going on at the moment, but yeah.
We didn't cut it with our cricket knowledge.
I got to say, Brad Hogg was a lot better.
Hoggy was probably a bit better than us. But we tried our best.
No, you got a lot of good feedback. I usually don't.
That's
People just take or leave me. Jason Ashton. You said it, we read it.
Yeah, hey lads, thoroughly enjoy the pod. Thanks for providing heaps of good content to enjoy throughout the week.
No worries,
Jason.
Quick one for me today. Sorry, it's long and it says quick one for me today. I'm interested in your opinions on a few things, particularly Dan, as he seems like a pretty weird unit.
Yep.
Please refer to liking fillet of fish and beeping people on the road with no regard for common human decency.
No regard for common human decency.
Fair enough, Jace.
I was walking through my local service station after being fucked in broad daylight by petrol prices and noticed the vast array of treats, food, and other odd supplies that seem to find themselves in servos. I thought to myself, I wonder who buys this overpriced shit instead of the much more sensibly priced equivalent at the local supermarket.
Yes.
I then proceeded to pay overs for a Kit Kat at the counter after being upsold by the gentleman behind the register for a piddly extra 4 cents off my fuel.
Oh, yeah, they get you there. Anyway, sorry, I called you dickhead then, Jace.
One of the biggest pranks of all time by Big Petrol, in my opinion.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
On the drive home, I kept thinking about my mid-afternoon pit stop whilst listening to you two peanuts.
This is very good.
I then thought to myself, what would be the best feed from a servo for $20? So I put to you gentlemen and Dan, I don't know if that's drive-by.
Absolutely.
You've got $20 on a sunny Sunday afternoon to buy the best feed you can from your local servo. What would you stand behind as the most elite servo feed? Personally, I'm going with a chunky steak pie from the hot box, iced coffee in the approximate 600 ml variety, and a chocky donut. But that's only if it's been sitting in one of those individually wrapped plastic wrappers and gone a bit sweaty. Sounds a bit crook, but they're just so good. I look forward to hearing your responses. Firm regards, Mr. Me Off.
Oh, that's
Very
jacked
good.
me off, is it?
Well, maybe Jason's just revealed he is Mr. Me Off. I'll just
That's one of the better written emails.
Yeah, it's very good. I will just say, so my parents owned a petrol station for 15 years or so. The stuff all in the shop is basically how petrol stations make money. Like, you literally make no money on the petrol, and it's all on shop sales. So keep buying all that stuff to keep our
Love you're defending petrol stations.
They don't own it anymore.
Support local businesses.
Yeah, gold.
There's a petrol station around the corner from my house that is like a minute closer than an IGA. And if I can't be bothered, sometimes if it's like 8 o'clock and I want some chocolate or an ice cream or something, I'll drive to the petrol station and pay an extra $4 instead of driving an extra
big
minute.
money over here.
Oh, I am not on big money, mate. I can't make that any clearer. But just for sheer time purposes, can't be bothered driving the extra minute.
What we will do with that, I would like to do one better than just talk about what we'll do with $20 at the servo. I'd like to go and do it.
Okay.
Like that's physically go and do
We'll
it.
get $20
All
each.
three of us get $20 each.
Compare our feeds.
What's the servo you're going to?
We'll go to the same one. I don't know.
Because I think that 7-Eleven, you can get a Slurpee for $1, so that's going in my. If we're going there, but like
true.
Caltex or something, I don't think they do then, do they?
I think we go to go to a reputable servo, BP or
That big one in North Perth.
Puma
or the Gull.
I think it's Puma.
It's not Puma.
I think it's Puma.
Thank you.
Whatever.
He says Puma.
You say Puma.
You're a strange
Puma.
individual. I mean, Jason had it absolutely
Yeah,
right.
he nailed it.
So, that's a good start. The chunky steak pie, iced coffee, chocky donut, and the plastic wrap.
Vegan.
$20. We're all going down there. We're going to do
All
it.
right, say no more.
Great.
Leighton Goldsworthy, roaming golf report.
I like this.
See, I'd say Leighton's on the front foot here.
Yeah. Hey lads, appreciate the support for my application for a
Yeah, we
roving
did
golf
like him,
update.
didn't we? Yeah,
Quick
loved
shout Shout out to Hamish, who knows his golf very well by the sounds. If he or any of the other boys ever want to play a round at Gosnell's Golf Club here in Perth in return for a round at Royal Melbourne, let me know. On to the golf. Some controversy this week as Live Tour player Adrian
Otaegui?
Otaegui?
Close enough.
Well done. Who via a court injunction was allowed to continue playing on the European Tour. Won in Spain this week with Fremantle's own Minwoo Lee coming in third. It was very clear on the broadcast that they were told not to promote Otaegui on the LAV tour, leading to some awkward moments during the coverage and his name not being mentioned on the tour's socials.
It was very awkward.
Was it?
Yeah, very awkward for the winner.
There you go.
Keep going.
Fellow Live players pointed out on Twitter, causing a stir, with some journos and players taking some big shots at each other.
Right.
This happened despite Otaegui being dropped from the field of the latest LIV golf event held in Saudi Arabia, which Brooks Koepka won and cleared $7.6 million compared to Otaegui's $793,000.
Wow.
Kalgoorlie Golf Club hosted the WA PGA Championship this past weekend, which was won by David. Who are these people? Micheluzzi, who birdied 4 of the last 6 holes to come from behind to win. If you're looking for a ripper golf trip, Kalgoorlie is an unreal course.
I agree, Leighton. Yep, fantastic.
Yep, surrounded by red dirt, not to mention plenty of nearby establishments for a froth. Would absolutely recommend. Any good Kalgoorlie stories, lads?
Cheers, Leighton. Couple of things before we get to Kalgoorlie stories. Interviewed David Micheluzzi on Sports Day during the week. Yep. Didn't know the score for the last 8 holes of the tournament. Like the WA didn't know he was leading.
Didn't know he was
just knew the score at about around 10 or 11, hole 10 or 11, and then just
because
I was deliberately
there would be plenty of opportunity for him to look and see that.
Yeah, he said he said there wasn't. He said there wasn't like updates around, but he could have found it out if he wanted to.
Just didn't
but didn't want to.
Is that like his shtick where he's like...
No, that's what I was asking. I was like, what do you mean you didn't know?
I like that.
Didn't know anyway. And the Live stuff, a little bit of a Twitter stir. Talking about Twitter stirs, I just see you bluing Shane Heal on Twitter.
A bit of a... Shane Heal and I do go back and forth with Shane Heal a bit because he tweets out these things from time to time. I actually...
Doesn't like it either.
No, I like Shane Heal. He went toe to toe with the US basketball team in his heyday, but he just says some stuff for a bit of a reaction, and I went back at him, and he went back at me.
He wasn't happy.
He was talking about a coach interaction that he
threw the bait out, and you rose to it.
No, he's trying to cause a bit of stir, and I was like, mate,
he's not doing that.
Sit
mate.
down a bit,
Shane
just
Hill
relax.
Called him Big Shot.
Yeah, he's like, okay, Big Shot. What do you
Tell me what they were saying then, Big Shot.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, anyways,
I don't have Twitter. Maybe I should get it.
Yeah, it's good fun. Just blue with people all the time. Kalgoorlie stories. Did you go on that?
No, never been to. I was delisted by the time they went for footy trip.
Oh, so was I.
Retired.
Yeah. Sorry, retired.
Yeah, we both retired.
Is that the super pit?
Yeah, there's a super pit.
I think I've been to, actually, no, that's not true. I've been to Kalgoorlie for work, but we were just in there and I went and kicked some footies around with some Indigenous kids and had a blast and then left.
Great.
That's the story.
The best story ever.
Ethan Rudd.
All right. Message. Here we go. Is the reason why AFL isn't as entertaining to attend at times maybe due to fans at the games? We are booing.
We are booing.
Right. Boring. Far out. Boring. We just sit and watch with the use of 3 words of ball, boo, and yeah. No chants, no songs, no drum banging, just nothing from the crowd. Just think we could bring so much more passion and entertainment ourselves instead of waiting for the AFL to do something. Everyone has a whinge about anyways. Love the community you guys are building at BackChat.
Unreal, Ethan.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some thoughts on this, Heath.
Go on.
My brother at the moment, Angus, is currently in Europe.
Yes.
He's just been to the soccer over there and watched Napoli play. Yes. Don't know who they were playing, but they've got 300 police guarding the Napoli fans, and he said there was a mother and 2 of her sons chanting something which translated to "fuck you, Napoli," and it's like there are police and armed riot guards there to stop fights and breakouts. So I think if you're looking, and it's
are we taking ourselves seriously enough as fans?
Yeah, are we?
We don't have police breakdowns.
Yeah, do you want to have us passionate to the point where we're beating the shit out of each other? I think there's a reasonable level of entertainment in and amongst the crowds. I think they're probably chants and stuff. Like The game is too
quick.
You watch a soccer game and like they kick the ball back and forth and there's like 3 goals a game. There's time for chance.
We interviewed Scott Lysaght on the podcast today, and he spoke about the Port Adelaide never tear us apart.
Yeah.
Why don't all clubs should have something like that?
Yeah, but that's pre-game. That's fine. But like in the game, the football's too fast-paced of a game to stop and chant.
Collingwood's got the Collingwood.
Yeah, but like everyone has that. Everyone's got like a Melbourne, West Coast. Like, you know, they're all shit, but
North Melbourne.
Anyway, it's, you know, the Freo have got their one that rolls around that Freo. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like, that's the extent of the chants. You're not going to make up. Like, there's some of the ones that you watch in the EPL and that are very personal and specific about individual players, which I think is funny, but because there's shit all happening in those dumb, stupid games, I'm not a soccer fan.
Did you see, I think it was Scotland v England in some sort of game, soccer game, freshly after Queen Elizabeth had died, and the Scottish fans were chanting, Lizzie's in a box. Lizzie's in a box.
Lizzie's in a box. Oh, rest in peace, hey?
That's very good. I do have a story about that I learnt yesterday that I may not share.
Yeah, I know the story. It's hilarious.
I was just thinking about fan interaction at the AFL, and I remember this time being at footy with my dad. And my dad loves radio commentary during footy. He used to bring his radio and listen to commentary at the game without headphones.
Oh, fuck.
Just in case
And
anyone else around the crowd
I remember
wanted to
this
listen to it.
person turn around and goes, "Would you turn that off?" Just so filthy.
I'd be filthy as well. If I get some headphones.
Come on.
Yeah, they used to have it on low volume and just have it at his ear.
Well, grow up.
He's old school. He's old school.
Dino's legend, Padbury BP. He's just a legend.
Yep.
Still, so he doesn't own the BP, but he works there.
He basically does, but he doesn't.
Unreal. Blake Tapscott, the egg man, Blake.
G'day, gents. Loving the egg chat lately. Keep up the good form. Got to say, though, very odd that Dan's favourite egg is a 65-degree egg. You're an odd man, Dan, but we love you. Also, you boys should bring Simo...
Chat. I've got no idea. Continue.
Oh, how do you like what's your favourite egg?
Scrambled. I'll explain after you've read
Okay.
it.
Also, you boys should bring in Simo and John Worsfold on the pod. Got to hear from both Scoey's coaches and what it was like to coach him. Obviously, find out about how they like their eggs. Keep up the great work. Sincerely, the Eggman.
So the Eggman usually sends in a question every week to the guests.
Yep.
How do you like your eggs?
Understood.
And I most of the time ask it if it gets put into the social media.
Yep.
Didn't ask Scotty actually. So you like them scrambled?
I'm a scrambled egg guy. I feel like you get more from your scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you get like milk or cream or whatever they put in there. But like you fry an egg, you're just getting the egg. You poach an egg, you're just getting the egg. You get more substance from a scrambled egg, I find, anyway.
I agree. That's a very good call. Oatsy's Royals. Oatsy Royals.
Update on Namibia.
Thank you.
Yeah, they got done.
Disappointingly, they didn't get the Chockies over Netherlands today. Thursday the 20th will be a big day of cricket in sunny Geelong. Netherlands take on Sri Lanka at 12, followed by Namibia taking on United Arab Emirates at 4. If Sri Lanka knock off Netherlands and Namibia knock off UAE, which Namibia has a higher net run rate, we'll be watching the mighty Namibia men take on our Aussies at Optus. Sorry, boss, not much work getting done this Arvo.
So it almost happened.
It almost happened, but it didn't. And we're watching the Aussies take on Sri Lanka tomorrow night.
So Namibia butchered it. Our boys, Namibia.
I'm off the Namibians.
I'm on the Netherlands.
You
they
got
just
to be.
same rank.
I would have been
Right.
on the Aussies, but oh boy, what
Yucky.
a debacle that was.
Oh, well, you got your captain running around talking about climate change. Just don't like it.
Okay, so
All right, climate change, great.
great. Your captain's running around talking about climate change, yet he's getting $3.7 million a year going to the IPL. Where do you think they're getting their money? How's the carbon footprint in India, Pat? Seriously, like you're worried about your carbon footprint? You're going to get you're cashing in India.
Yeah, I agree.
Come on, I get they got a lot of cows, but their methane's coming from other places. I would have thought. Seriously, grow up, Pat.
Brendan Deckard, NHL insider.
Hi guys, I'm so excited having listened to Elliot Friedman's email asking to be our overseas NHL insider. NHL has become one of my favourite sports to follow, if not the favourite, since I became friends with a travelling Canadian who introduced me to his local team, the Oilers.
Oh yeah,
I want to
Who
hold
team was? I can't remember now.
the Arizona Coyotes.
Avalanches.
I'm an Arizona Coyote guy. Continue.
Good. I want to wholeheartedly endorse Elliot's application and look forward to hearing his 32 thoughts and wonder if he agrees with my recent find of the Montreal Canadiens, Go Oilers and Connor MCD. Brendan.
The Oilers were Wayne Gretzky, if I'm not mistaken. You can look that up, but I'm pretty confident Gretzky was an Oiler.
Really?
And he's the greatest of all time. So that's a bit of a cop-out if you're...
Charlie?
I think he is.
Yeah, I'm
we'll
double-check, but I'm pretty confident.
So this did lead to something. He did say, P.S. I don't have to bring this on the pod, but I am going to.
Yeah.
But maybe Google Elliot Friedman NHL. Does that name ring any bells for you?
It doesn't. I don't know many names.
Neither do I.
Yep. So we did. I looked it up.
Wayne Gretzky did play for the Oilers,
Cheers.
but among 4 other clubs.
Yeah, I know. He was a journeyman.
He's the greatest ever player.
Greatest ever player, but he was an Oiler guy. I think he did the majority of his work at the Oilers.
Is he the guy who said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take?
Probably.
Elliot
Friedman.
I'm sure he said that at some point.
Elliot Friedman, I looked him up on the internet,
Yep.
and he's probably the biggest NHL reporter in Canada.
He's
Okay, there you go.
the biggest.
Yeah.
So he's the Will Schofield of Canada.
Yeah, correct. And so that's who is supposedly that's our NHL correspondent, Elliot Friedman.
Apparently. So I did just check just to do some due diligence, of course, for the podcast. I did write a message to Elliot on Twitter.
Yep. Did Elliot respond?
Glad you're enjoying the podcast.
Yeah, thanks,
Good to have you
mate.
on board.
Checking in. He hasn't responded back, but I assume he's probably putting together some report.
How
for us.
much? I mean, I don't watch a whole heap of NHL. I've been to a few. I've been to a game and loved it. One of the greatest, besides the grand final, the greatest sporting event I've seen live was the NHL. It was
And the Pakistan
phenomenal.
India game
I didn't
last
see
night.
that live, but I was at this game. It was excellent. And I spoke last time I was on here about Dale Mystic Man Holmes, the seventh wonder of the world. How you can edit Wikipedia pages. What are the chances that someone's edited Elliot Friedman or whatever he is to be the world correspondent for hockey?
No, he actually is. It's
Yeah,
just.
Have you seen that on Wikipedia? Or
No.
He's
He's like
real.
he's
Just
like
he's a real
I don't
person.
know. He's like Dennis Cometti, right?
Understood.
But it's unclear whether Elliot Friedman may or may not have actually written to the podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
someone could have
So
just
maybe
used
you
it.
just like
email.
say
in the
someone's
same
name.
way that Jack Me Off has written in. as
Yes.
That's
Elliot.
correct.
Okay,
You're with us. Thank you very
Say no
much.
more.
Kane Burt roaming BackChat World Cup podcast.
Hello, gentlemen. Long-time listener of the podcast, long-time Instagram DM specialist, but first-time emailer.
Welcome.
Now, I love my
Kane.
AFL, although the team that I support brings me great disappointment yearly for many years. I'll let you take a guess.
The
Our
Bombers.
drought for not winning finals is now of legal drinking
Thank you.
age.
Well
You,
done.
The Mighty Bombers.
Well
I do,
done.
however, have a massive love of soccer and follow it religiously, including other leagues, not just limited to the Premier League. Now, what can a bloke in WA offer than being told he looks like Will Schofield at the Crown Casino in Perth? It says some punter came up to me and said, "Oh, hi, mate, how are you going?" Only then to go, sorry, mate, the only reason I said hello is I thought you were Will Schofield.
Wow.
Please send a photo in, Kane.
I can offer daily write-ups and insights, including daily multi and bet graphics to include on your Instagram with odds gotten directly from Bluebet.
Holy shit.
I'm
He's a
counting
Bluebet
down.
guy, got to respect it.
Very good. I'm counting down the days until the World Cup. I believe I'm a good fit for the position as long as there are no other applicants. Thanks for the great podcast and my hour drive each way to work. Thanks, gentlemen, and keep up the fantastic work. A lot of support here from this.
Yeah.
I
dude.
mean, you got to
Support from
remember we
Kano.
just accepted the application from
Soccer
Nathan.
man. Nathan. But Nathan had obvious Australian expertise, but he said he's gone he's gone into different leagues.
Other
I'm
leagues, yeah.
assuming La Liga
Yes.
and whatever the Italian league is.
Hey, I'm happy to take them both on board.
Yeah, especially with the World Cup
Yeah,
coming up.
let's get an Australian guy and a correspondent overseas.
Very good. Thank you very much. Cornhole representative.
Josiah
Rowbottom.
Rowbottom. This was the email that just came in last minute. Hi, Will.
Cornhole representative.
Hi, Will,
I'm a
Dan,
I'm
and
a big
potentially
cornhole
Hammer.
guy. Yep.
Oh, you're good?
I'm
Okay.
a big cornhole guy. Continue.
Okay. Hi, Will, Dan, and
Good
potentially
shout.
Hammer. I am requesting that you consider me as your cornhole representative
You're
/ reporter.
Done.
Done.
I've recently begun watching YouTube clips of professional matches
Excellent.
that are
Yeah.
about as riveting as you would imagine. I have little to no experience in the sport, but won a game against an overly intoxicated man on the night of the 2018 Grand Final, taking strong motivation from a stunning defensive masterclass from Will Schofield
Yep.
on Jordan Ngoe.
Yep, shout out.
I don't know where I'm going
Stunning.
with this, to be honest. I just can't think of any other available sport, but would love to be a part of the team. Also, $2 fine to Will and Dan
Okay.
for excluding Hammer from the joint email account, as I believe he is now a valued and permanent member of the team.
Wow.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
Get me on the email. Done.
So what do we need? We need to. Hammer has access to the emails now. Is that
Yeah,
what's
just need to give
happening?
him the password,
Right.
which about 19 people know.
I don't mind being on the email.
Well, mate. Oh no, you don't want to be in the email, mate.
don't.
This is the best part. Just getting
Yeah.
it collated into one spot. So, cornhole representative Josiah Rowbottom,
Keen.
you bloody hired.
I'd love to play sometime as well.
Have you ever seen cornhole?
Yeah, it's unreal.
It's excellent.
The
Beanbag.
the beanbag
It's on.
tosses.
That's on your ESPN 9s, and
Yeah.
it's in there.
The Ocho.
The Ocho.
Yeah.
The Ocho. ESPN 8. Coverage to dodgeball. Okay, so Cornhole representative, done. So we are growing a very impressive cabinet of roving back chatters. I'd like to make a new segment for next week. We're going to have weekly updates from the crew.
Yep.
And we're just going to roll with that. You like it?
I love it. I'm just waiting for Eric McKenzie to call up and be our 10-pin bowling correspondent.
Eric.
Is he a bowler, is he?
No, Easy was the head of high performance for international bowling or something.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Love that.
And not just 10-pin. Apparently there's more bowling. There's like 8-pin and 9-pin and...
Wow, they just take one of the
yeah.
pins off?
Well, I don't know how they do it, but Easy will tell us.
Okay, very good.
Jason Belmonte, the number one bowler in the world.
Fines. Time to get into it. Get your gavel going. Time to get in. Give me a...
Dave Smith Designs.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Very good. Lifeblood is one of our charities we're working with. Donate blood. Get down there. Team Long Live Jace Nelson. You can get all our links on our socials. BackChat _. We're also working with Men's Talk, Sabre, and Soccer to Sarcoma. We've got some events coming up. We're going to get down there and do some activations over the next month. Now, fine time.
Yep.
You can give that a slap every time you want to. Paulie Pauls sends one in. Will and Dan, $2. Explain why a fine is in order. After getting your NHL rundown last week, you didn't pick up when Hammer mentioned he had the jersey of an absolute basket case Arizona Coyotes.
Coyotes, yep.
With all of your newfound NHL knowledge, he should have copped an absolute grilling as to how he came into possession of such merch.
Okay, well, what's the name here?
Paulie Pauls.
Paulie Pauls.
Hang on. Are we allowing a...
It's not it. We're fine. They can talk to us.
Yeah, sure. Well, you guys can cop a fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, I'm an avid believer of the first team you see live is your team. I went and watched the Phoenix Suns lose, I said this last time, by 30 points to the San Antonio Spurs. That's my team.
Yep.
Don't really follow NBA, but that's my team.
Right.
Went and watched the Arizona Coyotes versus the Hurricanes. They won in overtime. Excellent. That's my team. I don't care how they're going. That's my team.
They're
you don't
going
jump
poorly
ship.
by sounds of
By the
it.
sounds of things, Paulie Pauls, they're going shit house. But you don't jump ship. So, yeah, mate, they might be going poorly, but I'm ripping the merch, and that's it. So,
good.
Paulie Pauls, you can find $2 all you want, but go and fuck yourself, mate.
Brandon Burns, $5. Find a Will and Dan. Will, $2.50 for not naming the segment. You send it, we read it. Instead of you send it, we try read it. Dan, $2.50 for not being able to read. Keep up the good work, boys.
Yeah, fair enough. Fine, got that.
Sucked in.
Sucked in. Can't read.
This is from Tug Me Off.
Brother of Jack.
Jack's
$2. Jack and so $2 fine to Hamish Brayshaw.
Yep.
Hello again, championuses.
Yeah.
Jack's younger brother, Tug, here. $2 fine for Hamish for being far too smug about being a member of Royal Melbourne Golf Club. Give us a spell. Fiscally yours. Tug me off.
Well, Tug, how about I just tug
No.
myself all the way to the first
Very
green,
good.
mate? Because it's
$2
I'll
fine.
cop that. Yep, $2.
Absolutely. Dan Const gets a $1 fine from Cam. Cam says, I'm the guy who added the mention of BackChat to Scully's Wikipedia page. Yes.
There we
Well
go.
done.
Sorry to hear that Dan is disappointed with his little ABC producer.
Shut-
Would he prefer...
No, read it properly. His title.
Sorry, title.
Come on,
Shit,
man.
little.
Would he prefer...
I'll take little.
Would he prefer Sir Dan the Pike Chucker or maybe Daniel peaked in primary school Const? Is Dan familiar with the expression, don't look a gift horse in the mouth?
Yeah, a great expression.
I'm more than happy to remove Dan's name altogether. Have a $1 fine for complaining about your one and only Wikipedia mention.
Cop
That's
that.
outstanding.
Oh, brilliant.
Very good, Cameron. I like that a lot.
Well done, Cam.
This is from Big Kev. We know Big Kev gets the $2.50 fine for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. On a flight over, I love these Big Kev stories, got to be honest. On a flight over east, Big Kev is sitting in the middle seat with me on the aisle and a random bloke at the window. Walking towards our seats, we see the guy passed out, sunnies on and hoodie up, giving his best Scotty Lysaght impression after the 2018 Grand Final.
The Finnegan with 2 minutes to go.
That is correct. We got a very good insight that from Scott today. It was very good. The guy seemed totally out of it, barely conscious. A few minutes after the plane takes off, he wakes up with that look on his face as he starts scrambling for a sick bag. He manages to get one on in time, but still misses the bag, and some spew ends up on the guy's lap and Big Kev's leg.
Oh.
The flight attendant brings him some water, which he declines, and tries to get him to the bathroom to clean up, which he also declines. So the whole flight, Big Kev had to sit in damp jeans and get wafts of vomit in his nostrils. Even better, he acted completely normal afterwards. It didn't even seem to realise he had yacked on Kev's leg, having a laugh about it, saying he had a beer at the airport that didn't sit right. This guy probably deserves the fine more, but this is such a Big Kev thing to happen. He cops the fine for being in the wrong place.
Is this Big Kev in
at
the third
wrong
person?
time. I don't know.
It got to be. Love it. $2.50. Get on your Big Kev.
Tyson Matthews, $20 fine.
Ooh,
Don't usually
that's
take them of
stiff.
that nature, but we'll have a look if it's a good one. This is actually quite interesting. I wonder if the name Josh Big Lynn. Josh Big Lynn, like just he's Biglin. So first wrote in Josh Big Lynn rings a bell to anyone. The forgotten sponsor of the BackChat website, an all-round good bloke. For the better part of 6 months, he has not had a mention in the sponsor list, which is quite outrageous, considering the website would not exist today without Josh coughing up the dough to start the website, as tight-ass Will would not pay for the domain. Shame on you for forgetting the original BackChat sponsor. Bloody fair enough. $20.
That's a big one.
Going
But
in
cop
the
it.
tin. So I threw out, anyone want to sponsor the website? Josh
Big Lynn.
Yeah, is the sponsor of the website. I apologise, Josh. BackChat brought to you by Josh.
Big Lynn.
Kyle Sproxton.
Sproxy.
Dan Const $2 for laughing at Kath when Will asked if she wanted to be... Sorry. For laughing at Kath, this is Kath Lockton, when Will asked if she wanted to be Prime Minister of Australia. Sort yourself out, Dan. You're supposed to be a professional.
What did Kath before? Did she want to be?
I don't know.
I'd vote for her though.
Well, you laugh,
Obviously,
apparently.
because you fucking hate her.
I can't... Fine.
You don't hate her. You
Kath Lachlan is a saint.
Tommy C, who gets the fine, Eddie, the F1 correspondent from last week, $10 fine for not spending enough time on parenting and sending an email that long on a conspiracy theory about how Lewis didn't win. Funnily enough, not a mention, or this is fired up here. Funnily enough, not a mention at all of the FIA decisions that allowed Lewis to get back into the championship race in the first place. Saudi Arabia's brake checking, trying to kill Max in England with no penalty, etc.
Yeah, $10 to cop that.
Lewis can't even beat his teammate this year. Accept the loss and move on,
Yeah,
pal.
love that from Tom C.
Tommy C.
Big fan of that.
Riley Nelson sends a $3 fine in. Hello, Riley, my nephew. Embarrassing himself trying to talk about cricket. That's it.
Where do these? Did they just come up with the monetary value themselves?
Yes.
I don't mind the $3 there. It's an obscure amount.
Jan Schofield, that's my mother. I doubt she's been on here, but it could have been. Who gets a fine? Will, $2, forgetting that he sat in the Brownlow stand growing up. I believe I said I sat in the Hickey stand at Geelong.
How dare you.
Thank you, Riley, for running your grandma and my mother's name in a fine. That's it. Fines done and dusted.
Dunsky.
BackChat done and dusted.
Oh,
Until we get to Patreon.
obviously we're going to get to Patreon in a little bit.
Which
I'm actually really excited about Patreon.
Well, this is where you can...
You're going to reveal a little bit of 50
I'll bring it
shades
up-
of
I'll bring it
fries
up
or
now.
whatever
I'll bring it
the
up
50
now.
trays of fries.
What else did we say that we're going to... We said we're going to do something else over there. I can't remember.
Scully's going to get naked.
Thanks to our supporters, Margaret River Roasting Co., Whippersnapper Whiskey, Blue Bet, Shelter Brewing Co., Leadable Cameras. Shout out to the boys over here, Charlie and Fraze. Hello.
You boys.
VIP codes for patrons. You know where to go, and you're going to get another 5 or so, no, 5-10 minutes. of Dan talking about fries and sex and stuff.
Exactly. And me indulging in a nice breakfast.
Oh boy. All right, I found the doc.